Hi, everyone. It's your host, LaVon McMillan, founder of Advocate for Me's podcast. We are excited. It is the end of the year, people. We are getting ready for 2025. So, we have our special guest for today. So, again, Advocate for Me podcast is a space that hosts organizations, families, specialists that are in the special service field and are a parent of a child with special services, with special needs. And so today we are excited to have, I was about to say it wrong again. Hold on. Say it for one more time.
Melia, but y'all call me Coach
Yeah.
Mel.
Okay. Yeah. Coach Mel, because that's what I know her as, Coach Mel. We both met each other in our group, When Women Empower, with our amazing coach. I call her Dr. Coach Tiffany now. And so we both met each other in that environment. And when I tell you guys, we both were speakers at the When Women Empower brunch. And she brought the game. And I was like, I gotta have you on the podcast. So I'm so happy to have her here today. So tell the audience who you are, what you do, and how amazing you are.
Hello, everyone. Like she said, my name is Melia, but everybody call me Coach Mel. I am I am a mom of three. I was a teenage mom. I had my son at 17. I always love to tell my story because it was a time that I didn't like to tell my story. It was a hidden gem to me, but now I feel like my story is actually was bringing me out more. So I did have my son who is now 17. I had him at 17 and he is my track star. He runs track. He's a two-time All-American and we're looking at colleges now. Then I have my beautiful daughter that she's the 15-year-old and then I started all over. I have a 5-year-old, y'all, a toddler. So if y'all could just imagine how my household is, how my life is, on top of trying to run multiple businesses and working a 9 to 5 and just living life and trying to enjoy time for me, definitely could be challenging. I started off 6 years now as a pastry chef. Yes, I've been baking for 6 years, turned it from a hobby to an actual business in honor of my grandma because my name is Melia, but my grandma's name is Melia. So I'm carrying on a legacy here. So my company is named after her, which is Millie Sweet Creations, because they called her Millie. A lot of people don't call me Millie, so everybody think it comes from me. No, Millie Sweet Creations do not come from me. It comes from my grandma in honor of her. She passed when I was 5 years old, so I said I had to find a way to continue to live through her name and create this legacy so she could be smiling down from heaven. Recently, this year, I decided to transition on over to speaking. Like I said, it was a time I didn't want to tell my story. I didn't want to talk about it. I want to call it somewhat embarrassing. That's the word I will use for it because it's like you worrying about people judging you. And when I realized and joining a group with Dr. Tiffany and everything, and realized like it's okay to tell your story because your story can help somebody else. Joining that group with Dr. Tiffany and When Women Empowerment, I was asked to speak at a school to middle schoolers that was actually going to high school. So this is how it all started back in February, March. I started my journey on speaking to a group of eighth graders. It was fun. We talked about entrepreneurship / confidence, how they could get ready to soar and conquer, into the new world they about to enter. High school is a big deal. That's it's a whole new world. It's different when you get there, showing you like independency and everything. And got done talking to them and I got home. I felt great about it. It was amazing because I was just like, oh, wow, God, I did it. I stepped out. I talked to children. And one girl was like, when I told her, talked about my son, and she was an 8, and I seen her friend was doing the math, and I was like, I see y'all trying to add it up, like y'all trying to figure out how old I was when I had my son. And I was like, I was 17, and they was like, oh wow, and that was a kind of to me that was a lesson for them to show them like, wow, look at her now, you can do anything. Exactly. 2 years ago, my grandfather passed away, and when I was driving, and I write things in my notes because for some reason I'm very spiritual and high faith based with it. And when I'm driving, I feel like God gives me these thoughts, these ideas, and I came up with this name, and it came out of nowhere. It's called Against All Odds, and I'm like, Against All Odds. Now, let me put that in my notes. Then I was like, I think I want to start a nonprofit organization with this. But that was 2 years ago. That was when my grandfather was starting his transition. I literally was with my grandfather from the time He was put on hospice. Literally, I was there at the decision-making day of being put on hospice to the day he actually passed away. So I kind of put it on hold because I did go into a straight turmoil, dark place, didn't want to get out of it, didn't want to do nothing. But yet at the same time, I was telling myself, I got to do this. I got to keep going because when my grandfather was going through his transition, I was taking my laptop, my books, my planners, everything and sitting by his side, just telling him like, this is what I'm doing this year. This is what I mean, next year, this is what I'm doing this. I'm getting this. I'm graduating. At the time I was in school, getting my associate's degree for pastry department. And I was like, Granddad, I'm going to graduate. I'm going to get my degree. I'm going to start this nonprofit. I'm going to grow my health business. I just was like, tell him every day I come in here with the laptop and getting to work, trying to sell products for my health and wellness company and talking to people. And I'm sitting next to him, just giving him these dreams. And when he passed away, it felt like the dreams just vanished. It felt like it was just like, you know what? Nope, don't want to do nothing. I became very angry. I was very angry because I was going through other things on top of that. So I was very angry about everything. Like my mouth was so foul, it was just like, wow. And it drained me. So when I look at those posts and Facebook, how y'all know y'all get memories and Facebook and it comes back, and I look at some of the posts that I saw, I was like, I was broken. I was angry. I was just mad, and it's nothing that nobody could tell me. I don't want to smile. Why do I want to smile? I don't got nothing to talk about. Don't come near me. Don't touch me. Don't nothing. And now fast forward, I finally found myself. I'm back smiling again. I'm feeling much healthier. I don't feel like I'm in that dark space. Is it times that I have the moments when I want to give up and just say, hey, throw the towel on? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because I still have those memories of him. I remember the last days. I can remember the day that he actually passed away. And I tell people, people was trying to tell me like, oh, you'll prepare for it. You'll prepare for it. The more you spend time with them, it'll be easier for you. But I'm here to tell y'all, let me tell you something, okay? If I don't tell you nothing else out this call, it do not make it easier. Okay? It do not make it easier. It don't help. To me, it did not help. It actually made it worse. Okay. To be there to watch him go from eating, talking, doing everything to then he didn't talk no more. He wasn't eating. He didn't do this no more to then he took his last breath. And then it's just like now that right there is like a vivid image in my head. So whereas though I could remember how it happened, when it happened, what time it was. I don't care what time they said he passed away. The time I know that he took his last breath is the time that he passed away to me. So it's just like that right there is a struggle. And me speaking actually helped me get through that struggle. So talking to the kids was my main target and audience. Yes, I said, God, I want to be with the youth. I want to help the youth because the youth need the help. Got done talking to them that night. I went to bed. I was having some type of illness. I don't know what was going on in my body. Couldn't figure it out. I went to bed after talking to them kids that day. I woke up in the hospital. My throat closed on me. Completely shut. Woke up, had tubes down my throat. My son dad was by my side. I'm looking at him, can't still talk. I got stuff down my nose, down my throat, patches all on my chest. So I'm trying to get my phone. I'm showing him like I'm gonna be okay, but in my head, I'm like, am I gonna be okay? Like, okay, God, like pull me through this. What just happened? I just was talking. I say that to say because that right there was my calling and letting me know that was confirmation that I was walking in my purpose. That was me saying I just made the enemy mad. And now he's about to try to defeat me because God is about to do something big. So I took that. I healed. I was scared. Every time I felt my throat doing something, like, Mom, I feel like my throat closing. I kept breaking out in hives. So now I think I'm having allergic reaction to things. I left the job because I thought I was having allergic reaction to the job. It was just like something going on. I wanted to go see the allergist and everything. He was like, you're not allergic to nothing. It's very rare for adults to become allergic to anything at the age that you are. So I'm like, well, if I'm not allergic to nothing, what is going with me? Like my throat then closed up on me. Y'all got me on this prednisone. Y'all got me on all these medications. I got an EpiPen that I never had. And come to find out it's something that's normal that happens randomly to people is hives. You can get hives. My body was fighting something internally due to the doctors not taking blood work to see what it was. I never got the answer. So still to this day, I am paranoid because I don't know if I'm going to have the hives again. Or if I start itching and the itch just don't stop, I just be like, I hope I'm not going to go through what I was going through. But all that showed me like, that was a lesson to show me that I am doing what I'm supposed to do because that was a storm that tried to take me out. That was a storm that definitely tried to shut me down. And I wasn't working no more. And I'm like, okay, God, like, what is I supposed to be doing now? And I kept hearing, you got to continue talking, continue telling your story, do what I told you to do. And I'm just like, okay. Fast forward with Dr. Tiffany, she had her conference. I got on her stage, her platform. And I had one topic, but then he was like, nope, that's not the topic that I want you to talk about. So I changed the topic. And I was like, okay, well, the topic is how do you get through a spiritual storm? And the reason why I feel like he gave me that because I was going through so much during that time. Because now, fast forward, mind you, I said 2 years ago, my grandfather passed away. Then, right after my grandfather passed away, my grandma passed away a couple of months right after him, which was the beginning of last year. So he passed away in November. My grandma passed away in January. So now we fast forward. Now I'm on the stage sitting here talking to ladies about a spiritual storm because I've been going through a spiritual storm, not them knowing that my grandfather on my dad's side now is actually laying in the hospital on his last days. And I'm talking this storm, and mind you, it's a storm going on outside when I'm telling this story. So I'm battling spiritually, but then I'm battling outside because I don't drive in the storm. So I'm telling them this story. My son was told that he was having behavioral problems. The school was not treating him right. They were doing things. They were trying to say he had behavior issues and everything like that. So when I was on the stage with Levon and telling this story, I noticed that I hit so many people when I talked about that spiritual storm. But like I said, they did not know that I was actually going through something on that stage. They did not know until I opened my mouth and was telling my story because my son was actually going through something. My grandfather was dying at the time. That was, I believe, in September. My grandfather passed away later, right after that. I got off that stage. I ended up going right back to Maryland to see him, and he ended up passing away. So now I just took another loss to now. That was my last grandparent. I have no grandparents now. And it was just like, okay. And it's crazy because it's my two grandfathers. I love my grandmoms. My grandmom that I carry her name, I was only 5, but I remember her so vividly. And I could just imagine if she was here, how close we would have been because I was her girl. I was her grandchild. You couldn't tell her nothing about me. And then my grandmom on my dad's side, me and her busted up when I go visit her down there and stuff. But then I was up with the two guys, and I had a special place in my heart for the men in my lives. That's my grandfathers and my uncles. Special place for them. I love my grandmas. I love the women. I do. But I am so drawn to the men in my family because they're so overprotective over me. So when I lost him, it was just like, another loss. Like, oh my gosh, like how am I about to get through this? But then I had to go back and listen to what I talked about, which is how do you get through a spiritual storm? And and I gave them some tips on this is what you can do. Prayer, whatever you feeling. And y'all could take notes on this too. Whatever you're feeling, and when you're going through a spiritual storm, I always tell people, and I have it right here in my office. I have my digital Bibles. I have a Bible in my room that I have on my bed. And then I have my Bible that I keep in my office with my highlighter because I never know when I'm listening to sermons. I listen to sermons as my 30-minute self-development because I don't know what it would be that going to help me get through my day or what it is. Oh, my notes. What it is that I'm going to be experiencing, not knowing I don't know what sermon I'm going to pick. I actually just hit podcast and it just comes up. So whatever that it is, it plays. And I just listen to what they're talking about. And sometimes I'd be like, oh, that was on time. So what I tell people is when you, excuse me real fast. Ooh, when you are going through something, so say for instance you're feeling overwhelmed, and I tell people all the time, if you're feeling overwhelmed, go to Google or Chat GPT, because that's a new thing that everybody's using. That's my favorite tool. Or ask Siri, give me a scripture or a couple of scriptures that goes over overwhelming. Read those because that can help you get through that moment that you're feeling. Or another way you get through a spiritual storm is if you want to go meditate, go for a walk, drink some chamomile tea. You can let this, put it on your fingers and go like this, rub your temples. That is things that can help you get through not even a spiritual storm, but through a mental breakdown, depression, grief, anything like that. That can help you do some of those things. And there's other things, working out, resting. That's something I have to practice. I don't rest a lot. Even when I think I'm resting, my brain is like doing 1,000 things at one time because I want to accomplish so much. But it's just like I need to get some rest. Those are things that I talked about when I was there speaking. And then this is how I'm just telling y'all, like, I am a true person walking the test of the testimony. And I've been tested and I be having conversations with him now. I'm like, God, I promise you, I will do whatever you say next year. If you just do not put me on that test, trials and tribulation list next year, because these 12 rounds almost knocked me out. Like I almost got KO'd and I kept going. But I listen, I
You
can't
know
fight
how
next
strong
year.
you are
Yes, listen, 12 these 12 rounds, like a year is like a boxing ring. How long can you stand in that fight in that ring and fight?
now. Yeah,
Some people can't.
yeah,
Some people can't stand in that ring and fight. But the ones who knows that they can fight it and battle it and defeat it if they put their mind to it and you shift your mindset and whoever it is that you believe in, you put your faith in them. So, right when I got done talking to them, it was a great experience. I had some people tears falling. They was hugging me. People was telling me that I was powerful. It was just like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm soaking it in. Okay, God, I'm taking it in. I'm on track. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I got home and I talked to my cousin. I was like, oh my gosh, that event was so amazing. It was so amazing. I felt like I'm still just trying to take it in. Everybody was saying so many things that, I felt like some was prophesying over me, telling me confirmations what God has, because you never know who he will use to send a message. And I had a couple people tell me that you're pregnant, you birthing something so big for God, and you just don't know it. You are powerful. You just got to keep going and don't give up. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just soaking it in. I'm taking notes. This is what I want to do. I'm like, okay. Came back. I was like, I got to get this nonprofit. Went into my notes from 2 years ago. I said, against all odds. That's why I take notes. So I end up getting on my laptop, typed up, let me get my EIN number for this. This is how we going to lock this in. EIN against all odds. Got that printed out. Confirmation sitting here. Now I know I need to go to the next step for getting a 503 and everything. Then I lost my voice. I can't make this up, y'all.
oh
I
goodness,
can't make this up, y'all. My kids will tell you I was in here text mode. Can't talk. Mind you, I got a 5-year-old. How can I do anything with no voice? I'm texting the kids like, please just make sure he's okay. I can't. It was to like it was one of those. I'm just like, he did it again. Like he's coming to take my voice again. I was like, God, you are okay. I'm doing the right thing. That right there, when stuff like that keep happening and you notice it when it happens, just know that that's your confirmation that you're doing the right thing. Just know that that's
yeah,
you are on your right path of your purpose. Because there's no way that I'm going to lose my voice again. So now I'm drinking tea. I'm doing lemons. I got ginger. I got lemon. I'm doing cucumber juice. I'm texting my cousin like, hey, I know you be juicing. Give me something that I could drink right now that's going to try to help restore this voice. Whatever it is, I'm going to do it. I don't care if it tastes nasty. Put cayenne pepper on top of the lemon and the celery juice. I was just doing everything because I'm just like, I can't believe I lost my voice again. Like, this was
right.
crazy. Like, okay, get back into the Bible and read my scriptures. I was like, okay, I think it's time for me to fast. I'm gonna just fast while I don't have a voice. And that right there was just to say that Mel, you are doing the right thing. Your
The right.
vision is very clear. You know what you want to do. But then he shifted it again. So it was, yes, I'm all for the youth. I'm still going to be for the youth. Whatever I do is all about the youth. But he gave me even a bigger vision with Against All Odds was now you going to do the youth, but you need to start with the parents. So now, fast forward, Renew and Rise is my new program that I'm launching out in January. That's going to be for families. It's going to be for families. Mental health. I'm going to be considered now. I am a mental health first aider. I am certified in that, took my class. And the crazy thing is, when I did it, I just knew I was doing it for the youth. But then when I looked at my certification, I said, oh, it was the for adults. That was just confirmation. I didn't even get mad. It was the adults. That was supposed to happen. So me thinking I was being, because quote unquote, it was kind of disobedient because he did say, no, you need to start with the parents. He made me do it for the adults. Like, that's what it was. That wasn't no coincidence. I was just excited to sign up. The girl hit me back. I said, yeah, put me in the group. I don't want to miss this class. So when I did it, I was just like, okay, you're right. I am going to focus on the adults, but I'm still going to involve the kids. Still going to involve the kids. Why? Because it starts with us parents
Yeah.
for our kids' actions. A lot of people don't want to believe that. A lot of people don't want to see what's going on. I'm here in Philadelphia, and a lot of people don't see that the lack of our parenting, and I'm putting myself in it because I'm a parent, is that we don't communicate with our kids enough. Everybody come home, they go in the house, everybody goes in their rooms. Why is nobody not going to each other room talking to each other? I'll bombard in my kids' room every day. Hey, Pooh, you okay? Hey, son, you good? I don't care. No, there's no limits around here. I'm going to go in there and ask. I'm texting them. I'm checking on them if they're going out. You just got to be more hands on And sometimes some parents can't do that because some parents are afraid of their children. Some parents can't control their children, vice versa. Some kids can't talk to their parents. Some kids are scared of their parents, or the kids don't have their parents. And it's another adult taking care of them. But not knowing that all of this is creating a mental trigger, it's creating a stigma in everybody's mind, thinking that they can't get the help or they don't know what to do. So, with my program, it is going to be focusing on the mental health to support the families. It's the support, and we're going to come up with a game plan. And everybody like, oh, so you're gonna be like doing like therapy? Said, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I am just a first aider to help you come up with a plan, give you resources, and more. Just look at me like your motivational coach. How can I? I'm gonna be available for you to talk to me. You're gonna be able to call me. Once you sign up for my program, you are able to have connection with me. Whereas though I will answer, long as it's in the time frame that I give, I'm going to answer because you might have a meltdown, and I am there to aid you in that situation to say, okay, breathe. Okay, let's do this. Okay, here go this phone number for you to call to get further assistance because that's not what I do. But I am here to uplift and help them grow and give them the proper resources and guidance to get them through those stigmas. So when I did that and really got intentional with it, that's why I was just like, that is my purpose. I never came up with a blueprint or a plan so fast for something the way I did for that. And it was like, wow. And I love to journal. And I created a self-love 31-day devotional journal. I never thought that it would sell. It's on Amazon. And a lot of people bought it, and to hear people talk about it is just like, oh my gosh, like people are messaging me, your journal did this and that. And they're like, oh my God, I didn't think that. Me personally, I'm the biggest, hardest critic on myself. I will be hard on myself and not think of, I don't know why. And as I was writing that journal, I prayed over every page. I did as I was typing it up, drawing it out. I prayed on every time I went to the next page, I was praying on it as I was typing it because I was just like, God, whoever this resonate with, please let it help them. You never know what somebody going through. And I went to a networking event and sitting next to this lady, and I have a demo book, and I don't have it in front of me, but I have a demo of my book as my business card because I like to talk about it and I let them look at it. This is what's inside of it. And that's a tip that y'all can take from that. If you are an author or anything, take your books out with you. Let them see it. That is your business card. They're not going to throw your book away because they got to give it back to you. It's either they're going to purchase it or going to say no, thank you. But if you give them a business card, they definitely probably going to throw it away, put it in pocket, don't look at it ever again. So if you have a book, take it with you. Let them look at it. Hey, this is what I offer. You want to take a look? And it's on X, Y, and Z, Amazon, or whatever you have it purchased, or if you have some on you. And she was like, oh my gosh, your journal is right on time because I just went through a breakup and I'm not really doing too well with it. And you know what? I'm purchasing it right now. And I was just like, oh gosh, oh wow, she purchased it. Don't know me, And I was just like, yep. Once again, confirmation, I'm doing the right thing. I think I finally found my niche. I think this is what it is. Baking is always going to be my niche. That's why I said I would never give up on my Millie Sweet creation. That's always going to be my baby. 6, 7, 8 is still going to continue. I'm still going to bake it. And everybody got depressed when I said I wasn't baking no more. I'm not meaning like I'm not baking no more. It's just that I think she ran hers to where though if y'all know I bake, y'all know y'all could call me, and if I'm available, I'm gonna make it. I set her up to a good, strong foundation that now I don't have to do. Oh my God, let me post, let me post, let me post, let me post. I feel like now I have it set up to where though there go Millie, she got the cake, she got the cookies. Now it's like, how can I get Coach Mel out there? And that's gonna be through my Renew and Rise mentorship program. That's just what it is. And mind y'all, if y'all paying attention, I just started speaking this year, and this is everything I'm doing within this year is December. It's December. I started in March. Almost lost my life, lost family members, lost my job. My kids all acting out of control. Everybody going through something. I'm getting tested in all my ways, getting pulled this way with one child, pulled this way with one child, pulled this way with, and I got 3. So y'all just imagine if all 3 of them are going through something in their own way, and I'm trying to figure it out in the same time, ready to give up. Oh, my car died. My car died right before I spoke to the woman, right in the middle of the intersection with the trolley. Okay, the trolley was about to hit me and my kids in the car. Thank God someone was right there to push me out the way. Just so much was going on. That's why I said 12 rounds. I think I did pretty good. I think I looked pretty good too for surviving 12 rounds of getting beat up.
You look like what you've been through. You definitely don't.
Yes. And it's to the point where I called my mom. Like, Mom, I need you to get up here. I need you to help me. And I'm the only child. Let me tell you something. I'm a grown woman, and yes, I still call my mom to come up
Let
here
you
and help me.
know.
Okay. Mom crying on the phone, bawling tears. I need you up here now. I am losing my mind and I'm ready to give up. And I am transparent with any and everybody that I talk to. I will tell you heartbeat. Yes, I was ready to give up. Was it easy? No, it was not. It was very challenging. Nothing that you're working hard for is going to come easy. And like Steve Harvey said in one of his segments I listened to on a podcast was, your life is like a construction site. It's like a construction site. So just think about it. What's a construction site? You got barriers. You got switching to this lane, road closures, potholes, homes. Now, what do you have to do when you see all that? You got to detour, you got to maneuver, you got to switch your lanes. You might got to go a whole new direction, or you might just be stuck in traffic. So now when you put that in perspective of how you look at it on the road, right? Think of your life. Your life is sometimes you got to detour because just because you thought that was for you, you had to do something else. Or when you thought you was going to do something, but you got stuck in the midst of it and it didn't move for you, and you just sitting there and trying to figure it out. And that's anything, right? That's the traffic. You can't figure out. It's like, why can't I get this? What is it that I'm trying to get? Then you have that switching lanes and maneuver. That's shifting your mindset. You got to shift lanes, shift your mindset. If that lane ain't working for you, switch it on over to the next one. Thinking. I say that a lot. I hear that from one of my coaches, and everybody like thinking. That's negative thoughts. Get rid of it. That's the best thing I can say. Me getting rid of the way I was thinking from 2 years ago to now has brought me along. Like I said, I look back at some of the memories. I was an angry person. I was ready to beat any and everybody up. I don't even care. I will beat you down. And everybody's like, but you can't, you got kids. At this point, I don't even care. Screw them kids too. That's how I was feeling. Because I feel like I don't have nothing else to do. And they're like, but no, you can't. You got your image. Everybody know you out here. I don't care at that time. Now fast forward, it's like, you know what? I'll dare argue with you. You go ahead. You're going to argue by yourself. And I'm going to hit you with the, okay. And I'm going to keep walking. And that played a part in shifting your mind. Shifting your mind let me tell y'all something. You shift it, better opportunities are going to come. And I'm not speaking entrepreneurial. I'm speaking life. I'm speaking in your job. I'm speaking with your kids. I'm speaking anything that is connected to you in a way that's supposed to help you grow and evolve. Is all about the way you think. What you speak about is what you bring about.
Exactly.
And I tell people, stop speaking negative. I'm not going to do this today. I'm not going to make no money. My job ain't going to give me no promotion. And guess what? None of it's going to happen because you spoke it. Your words are powerful. Your tongue is a powerful thing. And everybody always say it. Like, it's a true saying. It's a powerful thing. I'm a testimony. I told you I am the test and testimony. I told God that I ain't having no more kids when I turn 30. When I turn 30, God, that's it. He said, okay. Guess when I got pregnant with my son? 30. I was 30 years old when I had my son. I said, that right there, your words are powerful. And when I had him, y'all, guess what I said next? I ain't having no more kids, God. I don't want no more. I'm done. Like, that's it. Because I ain't about to put no time frame on nothing. That was right there was just confirmation that he's listening. The universe is listening to what you speak. Manifestation is real. Manifestation is real. People say they want to have this luxurious life, or people want to be financially free, and they just want to travel a lot. But if you want all of that, how are you speaking to yourself? A lot of people don't realize that. Which is not speaking to others. What are you speaking to yourself? If you can't speak to yourself positive, how can you speak? How can you speak anything into others if you're not even speaking it to yourself? That's just a statement that people fail to realize. If you're hard and negative towards you, how can you? That's like saying you love people, but if you don't love yourself. How are you loving anybody? You can't even love yourself. Self-love. You can't. It's impossible. It's very impossible. How can you do any of the things that you're saying, but you're not doing it for yourself? It starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with you. It starts with, that's why I say with parents. How do you expect your kids to be respectable kids out here in the world, traveling, going to school, and they're not respectful to you, right? Or how can you expect, let me see, how can you expect teachers to care for your kids, give the kids the love and everything that you expect them to give to them in school, and yet you're not giving it at home, and you're not teaching them how to be respectful to other people. Now I get it that some kids just going to do what they want to do, and some adults do take them there, but at the same time, it always starts with us. And I'm big on that with my kids, because my daughter like, but they said this, that. I'm like, but okay, Pooh, they did say that. All right, you can bark back, but just bark back in a more respectful, way or
In a
whatever. Like,
respectful way.
yeah, it's all about what you say. It's how you say it. Okay, so if
It's
they
how you
do
say
get
it.
you, now if they get too crazy, then you call your mom. Then I'm gonna come up there, and then we're gonna have a problem. But I'm blessed that my kids are not those real off the roof kids that's disrespectful. I always tell them, like, you're going to stand up for yourself, speak up for yourself. Absolutely. And if they have a problem, tell them that your mom said that you're supposed to, and they could call me and we can handle it from there. Right. But then it's like us adults, once again, that's jumping in these kids' battles, which need to stop too. I see a lot of adults getting involved in kids' fights. I see a lot of adults shooting kids because their kid got picked on. I see a lot of those. It just all starts with the adults, and this is why I really took on that mental health
Yeah,
first
that's what
aid
I was about to
program, because it's mental. People think they got mental health problems, they psychotic. No, 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 no. Mental is a big spectrum.
It is.
Mental is a big spectrum, and it starts from childhood. Our childhood. We have trauma. We have a lot of trauma. Everybody has trauma. I don't want nobody to say, I don't got no trauma. Everybody has trauma. Everybody has trauma. I don't care what nobody. I
Depends
don't care
on
if you're.
how you dealt with it.
Yeah, I don't care if you growing up, you had the silver spoon to the lip. You still had trauma.
Still
You
had
know why I
trauma.
say that? Because somebody died in your family. That's trauma. That's trauma. You had a breakup in your relationship. Trauma. You had a fight. Trauma. It ain't always about suicide, depression. No. Trauma comes from a lot of things. Somebody could have just said something to you right now in the most disrespectful way. That was traumatizing. Because now you're ready to fight. That was a trauma. That was a trigger. And the thing is, where I come in is that I'm gonna show you how to try to fight those battles of not triggering as much as you would, as if, okay, you know what, let me, because this could take me here. Or did they just say that? Well, what made you feel like that? We're going to come up with solutions on how can we get through the mental part of it without lashing out and making yourself look mental. I tell people all the time, you make yourself look mental when you do certain things. They gonna call you crazy if you out here acting crazy. Okay. Trust me. I done see I'm like, oh, that man crazy over here. Let me just stay over here. But you never know what they going through. So it's all about what you make it look like. So the goals for what I want to do and what I am doing and plan on, I want to start, I'm starting small. I want to start with 5 to 10 families. And if it's not families, 5 to 10 individuals. One, because I want to keep it very intimate and hands on. Exactly. PTSD. I have my other page up over here. Yes, PTSD. Yes. They think that is a physical form, and it's not. PTSD has a lot of stigmas, and that's a big spectrum too. That falls into the spectrum of mental. But then, all right, think of mental health as the umbrella. It is so many things that fall underneath mental health. You got PTSD, you got depression, you got suicide, you got childhood trauma, you got breakup, you got this, you got death, it's a lot that fall. That's why I tell people, stop judging people if you see them in a mental institute, if they are in a mental class in schools. You never know what a person is going through, and people are so harsh out here. It's so bad that if a person is mental, somebody's going to trigger it and make them go off the chain in some way, because a lot of people
Especially
don't
if
know how to
you
deal
don't
with
know
people.
those strategies and cues to help them calm down. So,
Exactly. It's all about what you know. If you don't know something and they seem like they off, just walk away from them. Don't sit nothing to them and start like that's like poking them. Honestly, that's like picking at them and you want them to do something. Then they do something to you. It's like, oh my God, this crazy A person just did X, Y, and Z to me.
But
But
you was a part of the trigger.
you was part of the trigger. Every action has a what? Reaction.
Reaction.
I tell people all the time. That's why I started to do webinars now. Once a month is a mental health awareness webinar. And somebody messaged me like, well, what is it about? Well, one, mental health. That's what it says on the flyer. It's about mental health awareness. Sometimes, I'll be like, that makes some people just be trying to test me to see how humble I can stay.
Mm.
Like, they be taking
Look,
me there.
they was poking you.
Yes. Like, you see the flyer say mental health awareness webinar. But if you want to get in detail, sure. It's about breaking down what mental health is, stigmas, triggers, and other things that can be falling underneath mental health. Like I said, PTSD, depression, death, grief, loss of anything. Lost your car. That's a mental. You don't know what to do. Lifing is mental.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. I was about to say life be life, and then it caused you to have
A mental
triggers.
breakdown. A mental breakdown. And having a mental breakdown, let me make that clear too. Having a mental breakdown does not mean you're in depression. That means you're just trying to figure it out and see which way you got to go. And let me tell you, if you ever get to that point, just stand still. Stand still, sit down, take a break. If it's for that day, take a break for that day. But if you feel like it's deeper than that, take a break for a week. For whatever it is that caused you that mental breakdown, if you can, take that break from it. Take that break and have a moment. Go for a walk if it's nice where you live. Go to work, go work out, meditate, listen to sermons, read your Bible, journal. Journaling is an outlet. It's like talking to yourself, but you're just writing it down. So I tell
And like
people
you were
that,
saying earlier, it'd be surprised like when you go like you were saying earlier, it'd be surprising like when you go back to read what you were journaling on that particular day, you'd be like, wow, I went through a lot.
yes,
Or I came
yes.
through a lot.
And I pulled out all my journals because I was reading them. I have like all these journals. I'm a journaler. I'm bad at it. Like I have notebooks for when I'm doing stuff like this, just in case if I'm listening to summits. I have another workbook that actually travels with me to if I see something or write it down, I need to write it down. Then I have journals for different things. And it's an outlet. That's my way of therapy. Podcasts. When I do my podcast, I love recording my podcasts because it's like I'm talking and I'm just interacting with everybody and I'm giving these great tips and stuff like that. Those are some good outlets that I like to tell people because if you don't do stuff like that to help yourself, you're not going to survive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You have to find a way to survive. You have to find a way to survive. And I'm very passionate about what I do now. Just being honored to be on more podcasts as being interviewed is getting me looked at more. And mind you, like I said, y'all, I started back in March, starting at a school. And then I went to Women Power Brunch, talked to almost 100 women on the stage. To now, I'm proud to say that I am a global speaker because I just spoke on a platform in South Africa with amazing Diana. And I have been asked to come back for the next summit in 2025. I believe it's April. So y'all listen to what I just told y'all a nice story. I gave you a nice story time, a nice storyline on how it all started to where it went to what I went through, how I got through it, what can you do to get through it, to what I'm growing, to what I'm expanding, to where I'm at now. And I'm just a girl from Southwest Philadelphia, born and raised. Had a kid at 17. Heard everybody tell me that you ain't going to do this. You ain't going to do that. My God, you had this. My God, you had that. My son dad got locked up and he's still locked up, and you dealing with this and y'all just admit. And like I told you, I never like to talk about my story because everybody I felt like was so judgmental. But I'm here to tell you, I don't care what nobody think no more. It is what it is because look at me now.
Yes.
That's how I look at it. And that's where against all odds come from. Because when I was a teenager, met my son dad, we was like, I was a teenager. I'm thinking we Bonnie and Clyde, we're gonna be in the streets together. I don't care. I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, whatever. And this is for the young crowd, whoever comes across, or you've got your child sitting with you that's your teenager. I'm gonna tell you now, they're gonna come across a knucklehead. Don't be mad, because probably you came one too. Okay, but you just go. It's all about how you talk to them now, guide them, let them know like it's not worth it. Like I said, my son's 17. His dad been locked up 17 years. So I had all odds against me. Son, dad got locked up, told me I wasn't going to graduate. People told me I wasn't going to my prom. People told me, oh, just stop your life and you're not going to be able to do this. Well, let me tell you something. If I was to listen to what all those people said, I will not be right here now. Okay. I am now a mom of three children. One who I had at that age going to college, 2-time All-American. My daughter, she does her thing. She's her own entrepreneur she great start her sewing classes and she does nursing in school. Then you got my 5-year-old. Then I'm an executive director inside of my health and wellness company, reached over 10K in sales. Then I have my self-love journal. Then I have my podcast is going on. Then I'm building my Renew and Rise mentorship program. I said all that to say, not bragging, is letting you know that if I could do it, you can do it too. If I can do it, you can do it too. I come straight from the hood. If anybody know Philadelphia, I am in Southwest. Okay? Southwest Philadelphia, born and raised. Still here, 35 years. So let me tell you something. I don't come from a silver spoon and all that. But if I have to turn to my family for the help, I got some good all family. Trust me. But God said, no, I need you to go through it. I need you to go through it because he want me to grow through it. And let me tell you something. I grew and I'm growing. I'm growing because this year, never in a million years, y'all, I would thought that what got me the most this year was that my throat closed and waking up with tubes and patches all on my chest. That right there is what made me say, okay, all right, let me readjust on life real fast. Let me fix myself to see what I need to do because God almost took me out of here. But let me just revisit let me go back to the Bible and see what he said what I need to do. Be more obedient. Don't do this. Okay, listen to him this time. Let me get on track. Okay, got the message. Got the message. Time for me to work for him.
Yeah, that part.
And I should have known that this year could have been. I know this year could have been. I knew it should have been what I had went through because I didn't do what the devil wanted me to do at the end of last year. He wanted me to go party and drink and turn up and everything. And I said, nope, I'm ending this year. I ended 2023 in church and came straight home and went to bed. I said, I'm starting off my year with God. And that right there, I should have known that I was going to get attacked. Why didn't I pay attention then? But now I know why he got me. I know why she ain't get into my activities like I wanted her to.
Take you off that path, but it's fine because God had you on straight and narrow. You be that obedience gonna get you through, and now he raising you up to that next level. So that you were supposed to be obedient.
Yep, and that's why he brought me out that hospital. That's why he gave my voice back. That's why he gave my voice back again. The devil gonna keep attacking. If he can't get you, he gonna go through your kids. Let me share that's with you. He's gonna go through your kids, your husband, your wife, your uncle, your dad, your mom, anybody that you love and you are connected to, strongly connected to, and actually love and nurture. He's going to attack you through them. Okay, so get ready. Get ready. Because he's going to come. If he can't get you, he's going to come. And you just got to be ready to put your armor on. Yep.
Like I had the armor on.
You got to put that armor on.
Mm-hmm. And let God fight that battle.
Yep. Like they said at my Advent service last Sunday. He said, the devil get mad is when you could cry and still dance. Okay?
That part.
That might go with some people's head. When you don't know when that next check coming, that bill gonna get paid, but you still praising and dancing and smiling and doing everything, the enemy's getting mad. Trust me. And watch how he comes and try to get you some more. He gonna keep coming, y'all. He gonna keep coming. I'm telling y'all. So if y'all ain't take nothing from anything I say, y'all just got to remember that you have to stay strong because 2025 is coming full force. We got to, I don't know about y'all, but if y'all realize, y'all know the inauguration is on MLK Day. I'm just saying, ain't nothing coincidental. I ain't never seen the inauguration on MLK Day.
MLK Day, nope.
Martin Luther King said, what? He had a dream? Okay, so we got to see what's about to happen. I don't care who in the office because God is my CEO and president of it all.
Yes.
But like my coach said, we don't care who's in the office. And what I said earlier is what you speak about is what you bring about. If you don't like who's in the office, pray for them to be what you want them to be. Because we got to deal with them regardless.
Yeah.
No need to be angry. Just pray on it. Pray for him. The more praying for him, the better. You know why? Because words are powerful.
Words are powerful, yeah.
We can't be angry, y'all, because it starts with us. That's what they want from us. Anger. Why do you think they don't jump as much, right? So we got to remember, if you want somebody to bring some type of positiveness or anything, just pray for them. Don't down talk them. Don't do nothing negative, because one, that's fighting against yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Words will destroy you. And sometimes word can reverse. It's a thing. It can reverse. What you praying down for somebody else could actually turn around and flip right back on you easily, because he did not create us to do that. Who are we to tell what we want for them? That's not our job. He's going to handle it. But if we start doing it and thinking we him, it's going to definitely reverse back to us. I done seen it happen. Not to me personally, but I done seen it happen. I've seen a lot of people pray for people downfalls, and it wasn't a good look for them. That's all I can say. It wasn't a good look. So
that's another mental health piece right there when you're talking about somebody else's downfall. So definitely it's something that you gotta learn how to reverse it so that you still speaking positive. And my grandma used to say, treat people the way you want to be treated. So she always, and I speak that into my kids, like treat people the way you want to be treated. Like don't talk, don't talk down to them. Don't talk bad about them. Like lift them up, because you don't know how many people could be doing the same thing against that one person, and you can change their mindset with just being positive.
absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Coach Mel, how can our audience contact you in reference to your nonprofit, the bakery? I know you said it's going to be word of mouth, but hey, they listened to it, they heard you, so they know you make cakes and cookies.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And I ship. I do shipping for cakes and bunt cakes. I do bunt cakes only. So bunt cakes can get shipped and cookies can be shipped. They can go to Millie, as in Mary, ILLIE, Sweet Creations with a K, REATIONS.com, or they can email me at Coach Melia. If you can see my name on the screen, M as in Mary, ELIA, the number 24, gmail.com. Those are the ways they can reach me. And of course, if you contact me on the weekends, I will respond to you on Mondays. I promise.
And do you have any social media handles that you want them to
Yep.
follow?
Y'all can follow me on Facebook at Melia Franklin. Actually, I just changed my picture. I don't know what my picture. But Melia Franklin I like to tell people, it's me with my TLC. It's like a diamond ring. Matter of fact, it's right here. It's a picture with me with a black jacket, and I have this ring on my finger. It's Melia Franklin at on Facebook, and on Instagram it's MSK underscore HL underscore 22. That's how they can find me on social media platforms as well.
Awesome. So, if it's one thing that you want to leave with them, it could be a quote or scripture, it could be anything that you feel on your heart that you want to tell the audience today. What would it be?
So I'm gonna share this with y'all because it was shared with me. I did a training for part of me becoming more into the coaching for mental health. Is, like we said earlier, be mindful how you talk to people. Everybody's going through something. Everybody is experiencing something, and sometimes somebody could be going through something worse than you, right? But always remember, and I found this interesting when they said it to me, and I'm going to start saying this more to people. Remember that just because somebody is going through things and can't battle certain addictions or mental problems, suicide, depression, PTSD, or anything like that, always remember those people, even yourself, all have a success story. Everybody has a success story. Remember that. That is something I want y'all to remember. If you see anybody out there homeless, anybody, they have a success story in them. It's all about how you talk to them, encourage them, and uplift them. That's what I have to say.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for coming on today, Coach Mel.
Yes.
I'm going to be watching and looking and praying for you as you move up into your 2025 year and everything that God have in store for you. I'm so excited for you. Like I told y'all, she was on fire when she was on that stage, and then she played "I Told the Storm."
Oh yes, yes. I think
She had everybody up. I was like, yes, yes. I was over there crying and everything because I was going through my own story. So when she was up there, she definitely was talking to me. So I'm praying for much success for you as you move forward in the 2025. And like I said, your sister friend gonna be over here.
yes, same for you as well, because I'm watching you too. You're doing amazing things as well.
Thank you, sis. So, without further ado, thank you everyone for listening to the Advocate for Me podcast for the year of 2024. We are excited. We're rolling into 2025 with new guests, new conversation. If you are an organization or a parent and you want to come on the show, please reach out to us via our social media. We are on Instagram, advocate for me _2. We are on Facebook, Advocate for Me, the number 2. And you can also email us at info@lmadvocateforme.com. So we thank you for listening to our guest for today. Until next time, peace and blessings. DC.
Yes, see y'all.